Most Christians misunderstand this Bible story, and it's quietly stealing their peace. It's the story of Mary and Martha. Most people think Mary was right and Martha was wrong, but that's not what Jesus was correcting. Martha wasn't wrong for serving. She was anxious while serving. Jesus addressed her worry, not her work, when he said, "You are worried and troubled about many things." Peace doesn't come from doing less for God. It comes from trusting Him more. Faith was never meant to feel heavy. Now, let's really dive deep into this. For centuries, this story has been presented as a simple dichotomy. Mary, the contemplative spiritual one, chose the better part, while Martha, the busy, task-oriented one, missed the point. And on the surface, that's an easy takeaway. It seems to pit action against devotion, service against stillness. Many sermons have been preached, and many books written that essentially tell us to be more like Mary and less like Martha. But this interpretation, while popular, misses the beautiful, nuanced, and deeply practical lesson Jesus was offering. If we stop at Mary good, Martha bad, we not only misunderstand the text, but we also create a false and unhelpful tension in our own spiritual lives. We start to believe that our acts of service, our daily work, our contributions to our families and communities are somehow less spiritual than our moments of quiet prayer. This can lead to a cycle of guilt and burnout, where we feel we're either not doing enough or not being enough. The real heart of the issue isn't about the activities themselves. It's about the state of our hearts while we do them. Jesus arrives at their home, and Martha is understandably busy. She's hosting the Son of God. The pressure must have been immense. She's distracted with much serving. The Greek word for distracted here is *porispo*, which means to be pulled or dragged in different directions. It paints a picture of someone being torn apart by their obligations. This isn't just being busy, it's being overwhelmed and fragmented by the busyness. Her anxiety overflows when she complains to Jesus, asking him to tell Mary to help her. It's in this moment of frustration that Jesus gently corrects her. He doesn't say, "Martha, stop cooking." He doesn't say, "Service is unimportant." He says, "Martha, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things." He pinpoints the internal state of anxiety, the worry, the inner turmoil. He wasn't rebuking her work. He was inviting her to a different way of working. He was showing her that it's possible to serve without being consumed by stress. Mary, on the other hand, had found that one thing that was necessary, a peaceful, centered focus on Jesus. She understood that connecting with the source of peace was the most important task of all, from which all other tasks should flow. She wasn't avoiding work. She was prioritizing her connection to the one who gives work its meaning. So what does this mean for us today? It means the goal isn't to abandon our responsibilities. We can't all sit at Jesus' feet literally all day long. We have jobs, families, chores, and commitments. The world needs Martha's people who serve, who organize, who get things done. The lesson is that we can be Marthas with the heart of Mary. We can cook dinner, file reports, care for children, and volunteer at church with a spirit of peaceful trust instead of anxious striving. Peace isn't found in a shorter to-do list. True, lasting peace is found in a deeper trust in God. It's about entrusting the outcome to Him, doing our part with diligence, but without the soul-crushing weight of worry. It's about learning to serve from a place of fullness, not a place of frantic emptiness. Think about your own life. Where do you feel that pull, that distraction? that sense of being worried and troubled about many things. Maybe it's at your job, feeling the pressure to perform. Maybe it's in your parenting, constantly worrying if you're doing enough for your kids. Maybe it's even in your ministry or church service, where the desire to serve has turned into a burden of perfectionism. The invitation from Jesus to Martha is the same for us today. Come, sit for a moment. Center your heart on me. Find your peace in my presence. And then, from that place of security and trust, go and do the work I have called you to do. Peace isn't the absence of activity. It's the presence of God in the midst of it. It's knowing that your worth isn't defined by how much you do, but by who you belong to. When we truly grasp this, our service is transformed. It stops being a source of stress and becomes an act of worship. Our work, no matter how mundane, becomes a way to express our love for God and others. We learn to move through our days with a calm confidence, knowing that the one thing necessary is our relationship with Him, and everything else finds its proper place around that center. So let us stop pitting Mary and Martha against each other, and instead see them as two sides of a whole, integrated faith, a faith that rests in God's presence and works from God's peace. Faith should give peace, not pressure. If this perspective was helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the Scriptures. Thanks for watching.